Hey everybody, it's Chris at Oak Street Garden Shop. We're continuing our bow series because I decided that I'm going to show you guys how to make a bow, because I've heard from too many people that it is just too darn confusing and they can't figure it out. So I'm here to tell you how to do it. So I've been doing it for over 30 years and I think I got this. This one, our next bow, is a 6-yard bow. Remember I told you, you've got to know how many yards you need. I mean, every video I've looked at, they don't mention yards. This is a pre-cut tail. This is a yard. Gonna hang down. And then this part of the bow, which is a basic kind of Wreath-size bow, is 5 yards. Now the last bow we did was a total of 5 yards. This is a little bit bigger. If we count the loops, the last bow we did 5 loops on each side. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops on each side. So that's that extra yard coming into play. This type of bow is really, really helpful if you are doing a bow for, say, a larger wreath and you want to figure out your tails first without starting with the tails and then possibly running out of yardage. You do not want to run out of yardage, though if you listen to me and you understand how to make them, you can always add more yardage to your bows as you're working, but we won't go into that right now. Okay, here's our 5 yards. Boom. Again, I mentioned I do not ever make a bow without cutting the yardage off the bolt, because for one thing, I know how to make a bow, I know how big to make it or whatnot. You do not. You need to understand your yardage. 5 yards. Let's start. We've got the tail done, so we are not going to start with the tail like we did the other. We're going to start with our loops. And Harry, come on close and you can see. This is the same technique that we did on the last one. We probably did that too fast. Loop, loop. There's your bottom. Made it a little bit too big. And that's something you're going to learn. And you look at it and you're like, oh, that's too big. So again, thumb under, twist up. And man, you get this technique down, you can go pretty darn quick. Straighten your ribbon. Thumb under, twist up. You notice again, if you looked at that first video, the basic wreath bow video, I was doing all of this. It's the same technique. Straighten your ribbon, thumb under, twist up. You can see we're going from side to side. A lot of ribbon videos, bow videos I look at, they start from the other side and they work, I don't know what they do. I don't know. It turns out pretty, but it's confusing. This is how I've done my bows for over 30 years. I'm doing lots of bows. All right, here we go. Thumb under, twist up. All right, you with me? Straighten your ribbon. Maybe you got a little confused there. I was going kind of fast. You always straighten your ribbon. On this side, the wrong side is always up. Thumb under, twist up. Okay? You always move from side to side. On this side, it's the right side that's up. And as I go, as with the other, I kind of play around with it a little bit, fluff it out. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got one more loop on each side. I feel like I've made these loops a little small. We may end up with a lot at the end for the button, but we'll see. As I said in the other video, you're bigger than the bow, baby. You are bigger than the bow. It is not going to intimidate you because you have watched my video. All right, so I did make the loop smaller than that one, I feel like, so I've got a little bit of extra yardage left for the little end. And this again is where everybody gets confused. They start to wrap it around and do crazy things with it. You're gonna just pretend you're doing another loop. Twist, and then this time you're gonna bring it just just like so, okay? Just like so. And I've got a little bit of extra ribbon, so what? We're gonna keep it there. That's all right. It's because I made my loops a little smaller than I normally do, probably because I'm doing a video for you guys. But still, it looks pretty, right? Check that out. It's not a bad bow at all. Now, this is where the being calm and not gripping the bow comes in really handy. Remember I talked about buying the best ribbon you can buy? Well, this is very good ribbon. It's wired, it holds its shape. I'm gonna change hands. We're gonna switch hands here because I'm gonna add this tail, and I can't do it this way and then get my wire, and I've just done it this way forever. So basically, I'm gonna take my other hand and I'm gonna transfer it to my right hand. See? Magic. Then we're gonna take our tail. I'm gonna try to even it out. I mean, I'm gonna end up cutting the end, but you know, we're gonna even it out first. See, we're holding it. We can do all of this, you know, and it's not falling apart. And then I'm gonna take that, and I may end up cutting that, I don't know, or I might actually, you know what? I might even, yeah, you could play around with it. It's not a big deal. There, look, I brought that extra piece up there. We're good. We're golden. Check it out. Another bow. Done. Remember how I ended it on the last video? I talked about how our 20 gauge wire, you can either take it through or you can take, and I don't have a pipe cleaner. You can also use a pipe cleaner, a lot of people do. But my friend Cindy told us about the zip ties. She was a Lion ribbon rep for many, many years. She probably worked with ribbon over 40 years. But here's our zip tie. Again, the end goes into the flat side. We're gonna put our wire on the back of it first, right along the back. And then we're gonna take our zip tie through. You see the flat side. I'm gonna take it through. Sometimes when you get really a lot of ribbon, you got to put a couple zip ties together. That's when you know you got a really major bow going on. All right, now, boom. Okay, done deal. We got a 6-yard bow here, 5 yards on the head, 1 yard on the tails. If you want to learn more about some other bow making techniques, we've got a whole series going on. We've got garlands, we've got mixed bows. Check on the screen and click on any others that you might want to watch. We'll see you soon.